blonde does not go to the root. She is so smart. We were having breakfast and I said, what you been reading? And she told me, I said, what you been thinking about? And she said, well, I've been thinking how God seems to be in the interruptions of my life. And he is seldom in my plans. And I thought, boy, isn't that the truth? My whole life has been one interruption after another. I was born, that's the first one. Then I had ADHD before they knew how to abbreviate it. And that wasn't so bad on me, it's just pitiful for my parents. And then I've had tumor surgeries, had first one down here. Whatever mama gets, I get. It's weird, man. She had a thyroid tumor, I got a thyroid tumor. She had a parotid gland tumor, and I got a parotid gland tumor. She had a hysterectomy, I'm still waiting on that. Then I broke my leg and broke 11 bones in college. Broke my bottom of this leg in the motorcycle wreck. I'll never forget that day. You know, I don't forget those days. Good days fly by, but the days I remember are the ones where I end up on the street without a helmet. Because in Texas, you don't have to wear your helmet because we don't care about our stupid people. And I was walking from the couch to the bed, and I was interrupted again. I fell and broke my femur in January. And it just seems like I'd never learned anything about God on a good day. I asked, Lord, please help me to learn about you on good days. You know, surely you're up to something. Can I notice the good days? But you know, I think this must be boot camp, you know? This is where we get to learn stuff. Learn to walk by faith. Learn to find out even in the midst of our broken bones that God is still good. Some little lady said to me once, because we had a tornado, you know, I had a home in Galveston and this tornado flew through. And my home was left standing. And some of my neighbors weren't. She said, do you think that's just because you served the Lord all your life? I said, I think it's because the storm went right down the road a little bit. Because I'm sure those people, some of them must have served God too. You know, my ability to believe that God is good is not depending on some nails holding some boards together. God is good. Though he slayed me, he's good. One day we were leaving a Gaither concert. My mother and I love to argue about God. And we believe the same one. But she really loves the Old Testament side of God. And I love the New Testament side of God. Thank God for the New Testament. Because that Old Testament's scary. I mean, sometimes it seems like Jesus saved God for me. Because he showed up and showed us what God was really like. That he loves broken people. I told Mama one day, I said, it looks to me like God got saved between the Old and New Testament. Mark! I said, well, he had a son. Kids change everything. Mark! I love to throw her over the edge. We were leaving a Gaither concert one night. We hadn't left the parking lot before we were arguing about God. She turned around and said, are you even saved? And for the first time in a long time, this wave came over me. Have you ever had a wave come over you? And it just like it wells up in you. And I quit arguing and I started thinking, oh, Mama. And I told her, I said, Mama, I have loved him since the day you told me his name. My mama may have gotten a lot of things right and a lot of things wrong, but she got his name right. And because she handed me that old book, the Bible, and she got her fingerprints off of it, all over it. But I'll tell you this, when you wipe off the fingerprints from the one who handed it to you, and you look at it, you find out God is crazy about you. He would rather die than live without you. If he had a refrigerator, your picture would be on it. You are the apple of his eye. That's why you don't have to keep watching your feet anymore like you did in Sunday school. Be careful, little feet, where you go. Quit watching your feet and look at the mountains from which cometh your help. That's where you need to look up. He is good, and And he loves you. And he's watching everything you do because he loves you so much he can't take his eyes off of you. And he proved it by coming through a little virgin girl who was interrupted too, you know. She was playing with her dolls one day. 13, angel shows up. Mary, you're blessed among women. You're going to birth the Messiah. She said, but I've never known a man. And once he explained it to her, she said, be it unto me as you say. And she started worshiping the Lord and she started singing. And I was reading that one day. I was thinking, good night. This is no time for a concert. Ask that angel some questions. I think I'd have said, could you run by my mother's room? She's going to need an explanation. You've already made the trip. One more stop won't kill you. That was an interruption. And then they were interrupted when one day Joseph, and she was 9 months pregnant, and Joseph decided to go on a road trip. On a donkey. And he forgot to book a room. And they're in a manger on a cobblestone floor with a little hay for a pillow. Talk about an interruption. We have beautified that story. It was an interruption. You women who've had babies, you tell me, do you think it was a silent night? It was an interruption. Mary watched it all. Mary watched it all. She saw it all. She watched his whole life. She's the one who he sat on her knee and she explained to him about an angel who came one day. And then he discovered who he was. When he would read the scriptures and the prophecies, his picture was hanging by it. And she watched him, and one day she stood on a hillside as he was once again about his father's business, dying on a cross. And she didn't try to stop it. You know, if I was dying on a cross in my hometown for claiming to be God, my mother would be pitching a fit because she knows I wasn't virgin born. But if anybody knew Jesus was virgin born, Mary knew it. We have to take that by faith. But she could remember the angel. Mary, did you know that your baby will on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to the blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kiss your little baby, you've kissed the face of God. And the blind will see, and the deaf will hear, and the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of Did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary,
Did you know your baby boy will someday rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? This sleeping child you're holding is the great